If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles, billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Donesians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Doneson Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shanna Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the ghost can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. I said I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. Oh yeah, it's the Doneson Podcast. Oh,
So,
yeah.
I live in Atlanta now.
Okay.
You know, y'all been knowing that for some years now, a couple of years.
ATL.
ATL.
All right.
And you know, I love cookout, right? And it's quick, reasonable, and it's a good time to eat at a good place. I sound like one of those football players, right?
All lost time.
I play for Alabama. Linebacker.
Yep.
LB, Lower Broadway. So, I still don't know how to get around in Atlanta.
What?
Yeah, I've been there for it's
How long you
like,
been down there?
it'll be 2 years next month.
And you still don't know how to get around?
I still need my GPS because in some neighborhoods I just don't know how to get around.
It's like that. I get it.
So what I do is I'm like, hey, I want to go to Cookout, right? Cookout on a low key is pretty good. They got some good burgers, right? So I put into my phone. I was like, hey, take me to the nearest Cookout. And I pulled up, and everybody was looking at me. This is what is there. Yeah.
Stranger.
Wow. You look like a ghost.
Oh, you need a wobble.
Yeah, I was in the actual
Wobble, baby.
Cookout.
Wobble, baby.
You know what?
Wobble, baby.
That's what you got out
I was in
there.
ATL and that's the Cookout, baby.
Hey, wobble, baby.
You
Wobble,
know
baby.
what?
Hey. All right, then.
Yeah, so don't forget to tune in every Monday for the radio version of the
No
Doneson
sense at all.
Podcast.
And watch Rod do the wobble, baby. Wobble, baby.
That's it.
Come in there. Yeah, it's a cookout. Be careful when you Google cookout. You could be in somebody's backyard.
This
Wobble,
is
baby.
true.
Wobble, baby.
And every Wednesday on our YouTube channel titled The Doneson Podcast. And guess what, y'all? We're
What?
going to be on Facebook.
All right, now.
Facebook. The Doneson
Facebook.
Podcast.
Right.
Now, Rollo is on tour for the next week, and he's still touring the Chitlin circuit.
Okay.
Now, everybody has probably had some type of extreme experience with, shit, we call it the unknown.
Yeah.
And our guest today, again, welcoming back Max. And Max, where can they reach you?
We are on Facebook at Bench Breaking Broads Ghost Hunters, and across all other social media platforms, it's the same thing. We're also on YouTube, Bench Breaking Broads Ghost Hunters.
Right, and I am a member, right? So I do interact.
Yes.
And I've been interacting for some time. So if you come and join it, and the information will be in the show links, so you could possibly see me, or you can possibly see Shayna Montana, and you possibly see Uncle Rico.
Running like hell.
Oh, yeah. Running like hell. Running.
But for now, it's time for Rent Due in the City.
Rent due in the city.
Rent due in the city. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today.
Not until that heathen apologizes for slamming the door in my face.
Rent is due. And if you don't have my money, I'm going to send a Negro named Corn to come get in your shit.
I'm done.
Oh, boy.
Dayton, Ohio here. Hello, Edwin. I know you helped me out last month, and I thank you for that.
Yeah,
I really
before,
do.
too.
I want to give you a heads up. See, I owe you extra money this month. I do.
For what?
But I'm still going to be a little late. Can I get another sweet offer?
Hell no, we ain't give you another cut.
No, sir.
You
no,
really
sir.
calling me by my first name, asking me for an extension? I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Okay.
A matter of fact, move your shit out today.
Portsmouth, Virginia here. Hello, Mr. Evick. They're cutting my hours down at the job, and I can't get as many hours as I used to. So, I'm going to be late this month.
You so damn lie.
You must have me confused with your mama. I want my money.
Have to.
I got bills to pay myself.
I love Harper. God knows I do. All my life I had to fight.
You gonna fight some
I had
more?
to
You
fight my
got my money.
dad. I had to fight my brothers.
You gonna fight me
I had to
today?
fight my cousins and my
everybody.
uncles.
You damn skipping.
Girl, child ain't safe in a family of men. But I never thought I'd have to fight in my own house.
You gonna fight today,
But I
buddy?
won't have rent on the thing.
You got my money.
Sophia, thanks for the call. And I'm partial to sisters,
Yeah.
especially the ones with the big booties and long hair like Betty. But one thing's for certain, and two for show, you better have my money.
You damn skipping.
Oh, man. Now it's time for the Doneson Riddle Show.
Oh, God. The
All right, here we go with the riddle, y'all.
It's the Doneson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle,
got
which is an
less than a
ample
ghost
amount of
behind.
time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted.
Don't get you.
And here's your host, Rod.
Come on with it.
Don't get you.
All right, this is under the collective bargaining agreement. What? So we need all hands on deck on this, right?
Damn skipping you do.
And the question is now y'all got 30 seconds to get this right.
I got less than that. Collect your bargain behind me.
Oh my God.
Shit.
All right, the question is what has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? Is it A? And Max, I want you to join in on the fun on this, you know. Let me repeat this again. What has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? Either A, a penny, B, a toothless slug, or B,
Or C.
oh, no, sorry.
Damn.
Or C, the brown bomber.
We're going to go with the penny.
Yeah.
Penny, dang, you ain't got 30 seconds. seconds.
That's all right. I'm riding with Shane
That
on
is
that
correct.
one. The damn penny.
I don't even know what the
Make
mother.
smoke to sit the beans.
Yeah, I don't even know what the other two things are.
Right.
This is
penny
too
make more sense
easy.
to me.
This is too easy.
Oh, well, we
The
got it.
collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah. Got him off my ass.
Yeah,
Shout out Montana.
that's what happened.
Let's get it.
Montana, here they go again. Another letter. This is what they wrote.
What they write?
A little oh yeah,
What they say?
a little oh no, and a lot. You gotta be kidding me. Montana is a crazy. Even though I'm feeling sad, it's only one day. I turn into you. It makes my day. I'm watching your YouTube on a Wednesday, listening this letter so funny.
I need to meet you, girl. You
Oh
singing.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to meet you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You singing.
Oh yeah.
This is hanging out the window.
Well, shit.
All right. So this letter is titled Security. And this writer is from Mound Bayou, Mississippi.
Hold on, stop right there.
Mountain Bayou.
He better be anonymous. Because if it is, he's very insecure.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that security
As in
shit.
security.
I don't want to hear it.
Well, I had to break it to you.
Yeah.
He's anonymous.
See what I'm saying? There we
And
go.
he's at age 42 to 57.
Hiding and man, come on.
All right. Well, let's get to it.
All right, let's get to it.
I usually work security in the daytime near a historic site that will go unnamed. The building is L-shaped, built in 1910, long hallways, cold and dark to save energy. I worked on duty in the daytime, but I switched to night shift for a lot more money. Basic stuff: walk the halls, check the doors, make sure they are locked. Any doors that are unlocked, go inside, check out the room, come out, make sure the door is locked back. Patrolling once an hour, 8-hour shifts starting at 11 p.m. Easy work, just me. But tonight, a security guard shows up 2 hours into the shift. If somebody's running late, I'm not going to say a word. Conversations between the other guard. We talk about relationships, money, getting rich through stocks. We just dreaming, man. The life of a security guard. We may do a little YouTube, share video reels of the wildest stuff we can find, and order something new on DoorDash or Uber Eats if we didn't bring lunch. My counterpart is a little older, so he doesn't get technology. So around 1 a.m., I'm going up and down the hallways at the end of the hall. It looks like a door is propped open, so I flash my light. Keep in mind, we walk these hallways every hour. None of these doors were open. Not even a mention of a door being open the last walkthrough. Radio back to the other security officer. Door opened, double check in to see if this door should be open or not, closing it. He messaged back, door was locked last walkthrough. I thought nothing of it. Walking back to the guardhouse, he said to me, sometimes a night shift will play tricks on your mind, especially if you're sleepy, even if you're wide awake. Sometimes you just see things that are not there. You probably end up having a conversation with somebody that doesn't even exist. It's been years since I worked a night shift, but out of respect, I agreed. No problem. I'll keep that in mind. Next walkthrough, security radio's back. All the doors are clear. Next hour, I was up. I'm walking the hallways, and again, I found the exact same door open. I immediately get on the radio in a joking tone, breaching the door, same door open again. He radioed back that the door wasn't open when he left. I told him that he should come down and check out the door. He said that one guard should always stay at the guard station. That's a negative closed door lock, and head back. I mentioned to him that I didn't want to give him too many problems on my first day on the night shift. He says, hey, you're a young guy. It's okay. Things happen sometimes. Don't think too much. Just do your job. That's all that anybody can ask of you. I told him he was a wise man. Thank you, he said to me, that he's been around forever. The shift ends. I think I'm going to like my coworker. The next day, I head into work early. I talked to the supervisor for all shifts. Thanks for the opportunity. I really wanted this shift, and it makes me so special that I got a chance to meet someone who makes the nights better. It makes it so special that I got a chance to meet someone who makes the nights better. The shift leader looks me in my eye and says, who makes the nights better, with a frown? You know, the security guard you paired me up with the first night. His response, nobody else was scheduled with you on the night shift.
Oh my God.
We only have one security guard that works the night shift, and that's you.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna break ranks here. Mags, you think that's possible?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Explain, please.
Well, I mean, I have seen entities that were as real to me as you are sitting here.
Wow.
I mean, I would pass a polygraph telling you that is a live person when in fact it wasn't.
Wow.
How do you know? Like, what if you are sitting there and you think you see someone or this situation, think you're working with somebody? Is it a way to tell, like, that person is not real?
I'm sure there might be. I go on my feelings. I go on my gut. That's the most important thing you can ever do is go on that lizard brain.
Yeah.
It tells you when to run.
Because it never lets you down, right?
It never will let you down. You go with that. If it tells you to run, you run. So if your lizard brain isn't reacting, it's obviously not an entity that means you any kind of harm.
Right.
So you're already off on a good foot, right? Then you just go with other feelings that you might have about it. Is the hair standing up on the back of your neck or your arms? If it is, there might be a chance that maybe that isn't a real person. Static electricity is a big thing. Regular electricity is a big thing. Like if he walks down the hallway and you see lights going out as he goes by.
Whoa.
That could be a thing. The door, that's probably where he lived, was in that door. Or where he worked most of his lifetime was in that room.
Yeah.
And that's why that one particular door was always open after he walked by it.
Right.
So you just look at something on its face and try and debunk it.
Yeah.
If you can't debunk it,
You go by your gut.
then you go with your gut and your feelings, your instincts.
Because your gut never lies.
Your gut never lies.
Even in relationships, your gut never lies.
This is true.
Right?
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you meet a serial killer in Kroger's, you know, I mean, they're
No way to really know.
you're gonna have something that tells you that is a bad person.
Yeah.
Right.
We as human, we sometimes ignore
Absolutely.
what's been showed and told to us. And that's why we get in trouble.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Because we ignore it.
Yep.
You know, the intuition
Yes.
is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't want to believe it. They don't want to accept it, you know, and they ignore it, and then next thing you know, they're in a world of mess.
Yeah.
You know, because they
so we
ignore
get signals.
the warning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they ignore the warning.
Joey, what do you think about this this letter?
All I have to say about this letter is eat me.
No, Where my pistol at?
Yeah.
I'm finna shoot you right off that
Not
stool,
eat
buddy. Eat you. Yeah, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna blow your damn head off.
Oliver, what do you think about this letter?
I'm an AI speaker, mate, and look, with no feeling of fear, there's still no way I'd want to be left in the room with the door shut. Oh, no.
I know that's right.
Oh, man. So we're doing part 2 with Max, right? And this is a really touchy subject for me, right? Because I think everybody on this panel either has experienced or knows somebody who has experienced something that was different, right? And they may not be too willing to say that they experienced things. It's not like that you bring a bottle of whiskey over, you be like, hey, I want to talk about the unknown. People look at you and be like, no, we're not going to do that, even though somebody has some known experience, right?
Right.
So I want to run this by you. And this has been bothering me for a long time. Before I sold my house in Laverne, Tennessee, that's where I used to live at. And my parents used to come visit me. And they said that when I was away from the house, you know, I had a 2-story house, right? They said they can hear footsteps. My mom said that she can hear when she was talking on the phone where I was going during the day, that she can hear footsteps walking. And so I come home one day. Now, keep in mind, I was experiencing something, but I would never tell anybody, right? So I pray, You know, I'm not the most religious person. This is a true story. I pray on my knees and my elbows.
Okay.
Right? Beside my bed every night. Right? And you ever been into a home where you can hear, it seems like somebody's walking, but somebody says that the house is settling?
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard that phrase?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you grow up as a kid, you learn to ignore it. The house is just settling because it's noise.
Yeah.
Right.
So one night, I'm on my knees and my elbow and I'm praying, and my door is closed.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear footsteps coming towards me, walking. And how I know it's walking, I can hear the creak in the floor. Now, keep in mind, when I walk, I don't hear that noise.
Right.
Unless somebody is in another room and they can hear me walking.
Yeah.
And I'm praying, so I had to make a decision to either look up and see what was
coming,
or have faith and said, hey, I'm not going to break my prayer.
I'm covered in the blood.
I'm covered in the blood, and I'm not looking up. So I chose not to look up. And it seemed like those footsteps stopped at my head. I can literally hear and feel a presence at my head. And I kept praying, right?
Right.
Now, I didn't pray for it to go away. I was praying what I was praying. And I stayed on code, as they call it. I stayed in frame, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you, Max, is what was that?
Most likely an entity.
Okay.
Came in, saw you were praying, and didn't want to bother you.
But it was bothering me.
But you didn't tell him that, or her.
Okay.
You didn't tell them they were bothering you.
Okay.
So if you were a live person, which you are,
yes,
and you walked up to somebody that was praying like that, walked right up to their head,
right,
and just stood there without saying anything,
right,
what would you do? So you've got to kind of walk a mile in his shoes.
Right.
Could they have been waiting for him to get done praying to knock his ass out?
Because when I was praying, there I heard nothing after that.
Right. And part of that was your protection from the Lord.
Okay.
Because he does
I
answer
chose the Lord.
prayers.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, and I chose the Lord first over than fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is what you should do.
Right.
All the time.
So he protected you in that instance.
In that
instance, like you were saying, talking, if you would have been like, as you're praying, even if you would have broke code and be like, if there is an entity or something coming to in this realm, would you please leave?
Yeah.
Right.
I guess
Exactly.
Montana, I want to know the truth. If you was in my shoes, I want to know the truth, Montana.
She ran like hell.
I know I would have opened
Montana,
my damn eyes.
She'll be a track star.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
You would have ran, Montana.
Let's say if I'm down praying.
I want to know the truth.
So I'll tell you, when I say my prayers at night, because I pray is the way I say my prayers, I lay in the bed.
How do you pray? You lay in the bed?
I pray like when I lay down for to go to bed, I just like pray laying back. Like I'll just cross my hands.
So you're on the bed when you
I'm
pray.
in the bed praying.
Okay.
I need to get on my knees, but I don't. I just pray while I'm in the bed.
Right.
So had I felt say something like walking, I would have.
Tell the truth.
I know me. I would have opened my eyes and said straight up, like, what?
Wow.
Why you following me?
I'd have felt out as soon as I felt anything, the breath would have stopped. And then when I looked up, I know me.
You would have looked up?
I
did not look up.
I would have looked up and been like, I don't see nothing. And then I'd have been like, look, when I went back into prayer, the prayer would have been, Lord, if there was something in this room, I ask that you bind it and protect me and make sure I don't see it. And cover me, and then I went back into my prayer.
But it's too late, though. Max, isn't it too late? She broke the code.
No. See,
Fear.
And as an investigator, this is what you train to do. You train yourself to walk towards what it is that you hear or you see. You walk towards it instead of running.
Yeah.
Same thing. I would have opened my eyes.
Y'all would have?
I would have in a
So I'm a
heartbeat.
bad man, huh?
No.
You got me.
So I'm just like y'all, huh?
I would have opened my eyes and I would have had my phone out ready to take a picture.
See, that's different though.
I wouldn't went that far. My eyes open. Even if we were sitting right here and I felt something like, and I'm like paying attention, I'm jumping up. So I mean, for me, whether it been an entity or a regular person, whatever, if I feel something, just me coming towards me, I'm going to look up and see like what that is. And then if I felt like it was something that I didn't want there, I definitely I will jump in the spirit quick and pray hard. If I feel like this is it don't have to be an entity. If I feel like something's just happening and I don't want to happen, I will go into my prayer, the depths of the prayers to bind it.
And I'm praying and I'm saying, like, how is something walking in my room and my door is closed?
Well, that's where you ignored your lizard brain.
Yep, sure did. We just talked about that. Ignored it.
You don't ignore that lizard brain.
But I ignored it, right? Because I
You
kept praying.
did. If it was able to walk up on you and stand at your head and you still ain't look up.
It stood at my head.
He could have cut your head off with an axe.
Lord have mercy.
What if that wasn't listen, what if that wasn't an entity and that was Michael Myers?
Right.
Well, damn, I got an alarm to my house.
Well, people know how to get around that. I just don't.
I'm like, damn, I got no money.
I'm just not going. Nah, if I feel something or anything, spirit, entity, whatever, regular person, I won't look up. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you better than me.
Mag, so why does everything happens in a house?
Well, when you're outside, there's so many other things going on.
Yeah.
You can debunk. You hear footsteps. Well, that could be some kid a block over, and there's a weird echo.
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff that we do here in our houses actually is the house settling or something like that. I live in a townhouse.
Right.
So I can't, everything I hear is my neighbors.
Right.
So, and that kid stays up till midnight.
Yeah.
Right.
When he was 3 years old, he was up at midnight.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, you can just debunk everything. And then if you can't, then you know to check your feelings.
Right.
And see how it felt. Did it give you that electricity?
So where does the feelings come from?
I think most of it's primordial.
Okay. When you say that, what does that mean for those that?
Lizard brain.
Okay.
It is. When you're, so like I said last week, static electricity and electricity in general have a lot to do with entities. And you feel it on your skin. You feel the goosebumps coming up. I've got some goosebumps right now, actually.
You do?
I do.
So do you feel anything here right now?
No, actually, I think it's the air conditioner.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Good one.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, you get the goosebumps, you get that hair raising up, and we've seen so many entities by now. We've seen every different kind, probably, with the exception of poltergeist.
Okay.
Our team has never experienced a full-blown poltergeist.
Right.
We've been around where poltergeist activity was supposedly happening.
Right.
We personally did not witness it, so we can't say that we did.
Right.
We've seen entities, like I said earlier, as alive as you are sitting right here.
Right.
We've seen mists. We've seen sparkles. It's kind of weird. It was just a torso.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of sparkly, but you could make out she was wearing an apron. Odd.
Right.
We've seen impressions left in stuff, like a sofa or a bed where somebody's sitting. All different kinds. But, I mean, they all give you that electricity feeling, and you feel it in your soul. You know that's not human.
Right.
So
they're not alive.
Right.
So, from your personal experience in all the things you've done, what do you think it is, the reason why we have ghosts?
Personally, I believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
So there has to be somewhere for all of the souls to go while they're waiting on a new body. And so instead of just like a waiting room, like we've seen in TVs and movies, why not go back to the places that made them happy?
Right.
You know, some of them appear as children, but they didn't die as a child. But that was the happiest period of time in their life. So they go back to their childhood home and look like they did when they were 6.
Oh, wow.
You know? And I don't know. Again, that's one of those questions that we've asked entities in the past, and they've either not known or they've declined to answer. How they decide, or if they decide how to come back and show themselves. Some don't seem to ever want to show themselves. Some do. I mean, do they all have that ability? We don't know.
Right.
So it's just, we just get out there and do it. We generally go on 2 investigations a month.
Oh, wow.
It started out, we were going to do it annually.
Right.
And then it was every 6 months.
What are the people most scared of, would you say? The number one thing. The top 2 things that people, when you meet them, is what is the most
I
thing
think
that people?
the most of the people are afraid of finding out the truth and death.
Death. Now, we talked about that last season to where, Montana, you had mentioned that you think about death every day.
To some degree. I don't think
Is
I think
that
about it
safe
as
to say?
much. Yeah. Then I would say, I don't think about it as much now, but I would say pretty consistently, but not in a fearful way.
Yeah.
Just that, like, I know it's real, and I know,
And it's coming.
Yeah, and I believe that when what doesn't scare me is that I know, like, when I die, that my life doesn't end at death. So,
What do you think about that, Max? As you think that? Well, this sounds crazy. You think Montana's life ends?
well, she says she believes in reincarnation.
No, you ain't over with that. You got some more
I
work
know
to do.
the party gonna just get started when I leave.
Part 2.
What you think,
Right.
sister? It was like gold streets.
Look, you know.
It's gravel road up here.
I'm a reincarnationist. I have believed that since.
Well,
I
if
said,
I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as a jackrabbit.
You already a jackrabbit.
I want to
You
come.
got that right, sister.
Better not be the jackrabbit in the wrong place at the wrong time. You won't get kicked out.
I'm like, oh, y'all don't do that here?
No.
Let me take the elevator down.
No.
Jackrabbit. Hey, that's a man.
Hey, let me press the ground floor. Y'all don't do that here?
Nah.
Sir, this is a Wendy's, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Mag, so this is the thing. Like, you're going to have people listening to this podcast in their car, in their home, or on their job, and so forth like that. Some people work third shift, second or first, or so forth like that. And some people are listening to this podcast. They're going to be listening to it by themselves. And eventually, they're going to have to turn that podcast off. They're going to turn them damn lights off. And they got to make a decision whether they want to lock their bedroom door or leave it unlocked. All right? What can you say to them to say, hey, everything's going to be all right? There's comfort. Like, what can you say to them
To bring them peace.
What I can say to them is a locked door is not going to stop a ghost.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. Locking that door ain't going to stop nothing.
So you might as well keep it open?
Might as well. It's not going to stop them. They can go right through.
Yeah.
Right.
But most entities aren't here to hurt us. There's a
What percentage
I
are
would,
not?
I would say 85%
Are not. Okay.
are not going to hurt us. They don't want to.
Yeah.
The rest are demons.
Oh.
And that's a whole different other category.
And we don't want to go down that road.
No.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's something that I personally would never mess with.
Yeah.
And I think people that do are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to open myself up to that.
Right.
I know my soul, and I'm not opening it up.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right. And on that note, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Doneson podcast.
After dark.
at the top.
I'm in the light, y'all. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm in the light. I'm in the light. Put them bright lights on me.
It's a Doneson podcast.